Hi! Sometimes you lie in bed at night and you don't have a single thing to worry about. That always worries me, said Charlie Brown. Are you a worrier or a warrior? Think about it. I'm Atika Farooqui and actually I am a mixed bag of both. And what a lovely sight it is to see you watch this show every week. Thanks for all the love. That's how we have grown so much. Today is a mixed bag of movie content too. Like always, let's take a look at the highlights. Yodha is thrilling, action-packed and delivers a gripping narrative of loyalty, betrayal and redemption. This year's 7 Oscar awardee, Oppenheimer, is our recommendation for the weekend. Up close and personal with Sara as she portrays a 22-year-old freedom fighter who started India's first clandestine radio channel to fight the British. And singer Palash Sen talks about directing his new short film and his band Euphoria's connection to rock on. And let's begin the show with Yodha movie review. The much anticipated action extravaganza Yodha, a new offering from debutant directors Sagar Ambre and Pushkar Ojha, backed by Dharma Productions, has set the stage for Siddharth Malhotra's transformation from his usual soft boy persona to this one. This film, reminiscent of recent high-octane action hits, benefits from the director's prior experience in the genre, particularly evident in their handling of intense sequences in this latest venture. Ambre's background as a dialogue writer for films like Patani and Uri the Surgical Strike, along with Ojha's assistant directorial roles in similar projects, lends a seasoned touch to the film's execution. Yodha follows Arun Katyal, played by Siddharth Malhotra, who, following his father's legacy, joins the Yodha task force. However, a tragic incident during the pivotal mission leads to the task force's disbandment. Years later, Arun finds himself aboard another hijacked plane, facing suspicion from both his former colleagues and the government. The film's central question emerges: is Arun truly a villain seeking revenge, or is there more to the story? As the narrative unfolds, audiences are promised a gripping tale of loyalty, betrayal and redemption. Sagar Ambre's storytelling prowess is evident in the film's screenplay, which is tight and well-paced taut despite minor hiccups here and there. The introduction of unexpected twists keeps viewers engaged, although the journey to these revelations may falter at times. Siddharth Malhotra delivers a stellar performance as Arun Katyal, showcasing passion, courage and resilience, particularly in the film's gripping action sequences. Siddharth Malhotra shines in his uniform, once again playing a character willing to do anything to save his country. Sunny Hinduja is fitting as the antagonist, portraying a terrorist very convincingly. The directors deserve commendation for crafting two female characters with depth and significance, a rarity in the commercial action genre. Raashii Khanna shines as the Secretary of State, grappling with her husband's credibility issues, adding an emotional layer to the film. Disha Patani's impactful cameo surprises with mid-air stunts, while Sunny Hinduja convincingly portrays the antagonist. The film's background score heightens the tension, complementing the adrenaline-pumping sequences. Despite a standout track like Beep Rock's Kismat Badal Di, the overall music could have been stronger though. Technically, the film is solid with commendable work in cinematography and production design. South African action choreographer Craig McRae's stunts and combat scenes add to the film's thrill. In conclusion, Yodha is a quintessential Desi-style entertainer that meets all the criteria of the commercial Hindi mass entertainer and something that you can chew on for a long time. While films on the Indian-Pakistan relationship are abundant, Yodha brings a certain freshness, avoiding chest-thumping jingoism too. It may not redefine new-age patriotic films, but it certainly deserves a watch. And moving on, this is my recommendation for your weekend watch. Oppenheimer, a cinematic tour de force helped by the visionary director Christopher Nolan, immerses audiences in the tumultuous life and legacy of J. Robert Oppenheimer. This sprawling epic, spanning 3 mesmerizing hours, meticulously traces the trajectory of the enigmatic physicist from his groundbreaking work on the Manhattan Project to the haunting aftermath of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Drawing inspiration from the acclaimed biography American Prometheus, Nolan crafts a narrative that transcends mere historical retelling, delving deep into the psyche of a man whose brilliance reshaped the world. At the heart of Oppenheimer lies Cillian Murphy's tour de force portrayal of the titular character. Murphy's nuanced performance captures the essence of Oppenheimer's inner turmoil, his intellectual fervor, and the moral quandaries that defined his existence. Through Murphy's portrayal, Oppenheimer emerges not as a mere historical figure, but as a complex, flawed individual grappling with the weight of his own creation. The chemistry between Murphy and the supporting cast elevates the film, infusing each scene with palpable tension and emotional resonance. Nolan's signature style permeates every frame of Oppenheimer, from the meticulously crafted sets to the hauntingly beautiful cinematography by Hoyte van Hoytema. The film's sound design, coupled with a haunting score, creates an immersive experience that transports viewers to the heart of the atomic age. Nolan's attention to period detail is impeccable, capturing the essence of the era with a level of authenticity that is both awe-inspiring and chilling. Oppenheimer transcends the confines of a traditional biopic, delving into profound questions of ethics, power, and the human cost of scientific progress. As the narrative unfolds, Nolan deftly navigates the moral complexities of Oppenheimer's choices, forcing audiences to confront the consequences of unchecked ambition and the fragility of the human spirit. Through its masterful storytelling, Oppenheimer challenges viewers to reflect on the enduring impact of one man's decision on the course of history. In conclusion, Oppenheimer stands as a cinematic triumph that deftly balances spectacle with substance, offering audiences a profound and immersive exploration of one of the most pivotal figures of the 20th century. With its stellar performances, stunning visuals, and thought-provoking narrative, Oppenheimer is a must-watch for anyone seeking a cinematic experience that lingers long after the credits roll. You can watch Oppenheimer on 21st of March on JioCinema. You can watch Oppenheimer on 21st of March on JioCinema. Moving on, I find Sara Ali Khan a girl with a wildcat energy. She has taken fast strides in the Hindi film industry, often oscillates her branding from chic, sexy, casual to girl next door, is eloquent owing to her outstanding education, and selects films that are risque too. She plays Usha Mehta in Ae Watan Mere Watan, who is known for starting the Congress radio, also referred to as the secret Congress radio, in pre-independence era. Although Mehta was just 22 years old when she, with the help of other activists, secured a ghost transmitter to start an underground radio, she was only a child when she was influenced by Gandhi's messaging and ideology. Up close and personal with the protagonist here, Sara Ali Khan. Hi. I'm very fond of quotes, particularly inspirational quotes, and there is this one I swear by, and it's very interesting and very deep. So George Bernard Shaw had said, "Youth is wasted on the young, but when you see Sara Ali Khan, definitely not." Hi, Sara.
Hello, thank you for such a lovely introduction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one, you're a Leo girl, and you keep yourself very, very busy, and I think you're this one person I see and meet who's very particular about what you want to do with your time and what you want to do with your youth. Is that true?
100%.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to do with my life, not just my youth.
Yeah.
And this is the youngest I'll ever be, you know. So yeah, there is that do or die, karo ya maro spirit in me, I like to believe.
That's a nice plug, karo ya maro.
It's true, you know, the stakes are of course very different. We're very lucky people, we live in a free country, so we can't mimic the stakes of 1942.
Yeah.
But that spirit is a timeless thing, which is also what's interesting about this movie.
Yeah.
It's not just a celebration of the freedom struggle.
Yeah.
It's not just an ode to the unsung heroes.
Yeah.
It's not just an inspirational story of 1942. It's a very relevant story because these ideas of belief in yourself, especially as a woman, belief in your own spirit, the need to always have your standards high. If you remove the context of the freedom struggle, it's an equally relevant story. So I definitely stand by that for sure.
So Sara, when you got offered this role, the director is Khanna, take us through the first 1 month of being offered that role? How did it all sink in? And how did you go about the technique of playing a biopic, playing somebody who's a revered personality in the history of independent, actually both pre and post-independent India?
So, first thing that I'd like to clarify is it's not a biography.
Okay.
So while Usha Mehta is an extremely celebrated person, she's a lady that I have immense respect for, me and Khanna sir were very sure that this story has to be inspired by the life of Usha Mehta.
Okay.
It's not out and out her biopics. It's also a period of only 3-4 months of her life that we've showcased.
Okay.
Actually. So more than just her biography, we have kind of used the character Usha, inspired by Usha Mehta, as just a character that goes through the beats of the Indian freedom struggle. To me as a history student, it's so interesting because when you say freedom struggle, I suddenly see a really strong, fit man.
Yeah.
You know, but the idea of showing the most soft skills of the freedom struggle, the most soft ideas, the idea that bravery, sacrifice and strength can also come from femininity.
Yeah, yeah.
The sacrifice of love, the sacrifice of your family, the oath of celibacy, the Gandhian nature that she embodied
she
and
never
other
married,
people
right.
embodied.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's things like that that our film seeks to address also, along with just the fact that it's Usha Mehta's inspired story.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel, you know, I asked Khanna sir also that should we do a Gujarati accent?
Yeah.
Should we try to be more authentic and organic to Usha Mehta's life? And he said no. This is a pan-India story of any young girl.
Ah, nice.
It is inspired by Usha Mehta, but it could be any young girl. So you speak Hindi and you bring your spirit of do or die to the screen, because this film is of course about 1942, but the emotions that this film echoes are equally relevant in 2024, where we need to inspire women, children, the youth, men, everybody to just have a voice and stand by what they believe is right.
So on 14th of August 1942, Usha and some of her close associates began the secret Congress Radio, a clandestine radio station. So basically, the British didn't know of this radio station, which was operational and was connecting with the Aam Aadmi, Indian of the country everywhere in India, and the British didn't know about it. The first words broadcast in her voice, Usha Mehta's voice, were, "This is the Congress Radio calling on wavelength of 42.34 megahertz somewhere in India." And she actually did get caught, and 4 years she was in prison.
So you will see a little bit, in our epilogue, you will see a little bit of your 1946, which is when she was released. But most of it is set in 1942, and this extremely palpable threat of, first though she decided that she'll broadcast at 8:30. Because that is the time, शाम को 8:30 बजे जब पूरी जनता एक साथ हो.
Prime time thing.
You know, because that is the time. If I have half an hour to galvanize forces all over the nation, and especially during the Quit India movement, it was very important. There was this one specific broadcast where the Bharat Roko ka ऐलान was going to come, and the way, and people all over the country were waiting for this ऐलान. And this ऐलान was going to come during her broadcast. And the stakes of knowing that at any time, trailer mein it's there also, find those behind the radio and hang them. So anybody, so she knew she was under the very palpable death penalty threat. And then to operate under that, and that's why she said Hindustan mein kahin se kahin pe Hindustan mein, which is my line in the film as well, because it's like kahin se kahin pe Hindustan mein.
Is there one day of shoot that you would vividly remember all your life?
The day that I took the shapat, the brahmachari ki shapat, Gandhi ji se, and I did the whole shapat. I remember that day vividly.
What do you do on 15th August and 26th January? What's your patriotism on a visibly patriotic day like?
I think it's just, you feel, honestly, we're lucky to feel those emotions every day. Which is, I mean, especially me, I'm a very secular person. I love my visits, whether it's Ajmer Sharif, whether it's Mahakal, whether it's Bangla Sahib. So I think just being able to openly say that I'm proud to be an Indian, and thank you to all those that gave up their lives and livelihood for giving me the biggest privilege, which is freedom. I think that's the only way to celebrate it.
I have just one thing that I want to say. Why not visit our old age homes and orphanages, particularly on these 2 days, because those are those neglected Indians that are just languishing somewhere.
You know, there is an orphanage in town called Balasha.
Yeah.
And I visit that orphanage quite often. Wonderful. And I think that they do some lovely work. And I think that, you know, the main thing is, of course, like Independence Day, Women's Day, Children's Day, birthdays, these are days. But the truth is that love and warmth is something that I get every day of my life.
Yeah.
So it's not just about these days. Any day that anyone can go and just spend 15 minutes with those children, give them a coloring book and just make a joke with them, it really makes a difference. And I've seen that happen.
Time for a short break on the show. When we come back, we have singer Palash Sen sharing story behind his song Maeri. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Singer Palash Sen has recently directed a short film titled Guzel Kiss. Palash, who broke out with his song Dhoom Pichak Dhoom Pichak Dhoom Dhoom almost 25 years ago, sat down with my colleague Vishal Chatkara and reveals why he feels that the story of the film Rock On is inspired by his band Euphoria. Ouch! I would like to know that. Listen in.
यार मेरी धड़कन नारे चांद के हैं संग सितारे साथ रहते हैं वो सारे मैं अकेला रे खिलखिलाती है वो नदियाँ नदियाँ में है एक नैया नैया का मैं हूँ कि भैया क्यों अकेला रे अब आप भी जा सबको बता क्या तेरा मेरा नाता रे तुम हो मेरी मैं तुम्हारा छोटा सा संसार हमारा आगे जाने राम क्या होगा कहता है जो कहे जमाना तेरा मेरा प्यार पुराना आगे जाने राम क्या होगा.
Palash, your short film titled Guzel Kiss that stars your son Kinshuk Sen and a Turkish actress whose name is Gizem Taz is currently streaming on YouTube.
Yes.
It's a love story that is set in Istanbul. Please tell us more about the film and what triggered this idea to make this short.
मेरे मन में हमेशा से ये एक थॉट थी कि जितने भी लोग अपनी ज़िंदगी में थोड़े भटके होते हैं और लिटिल wavered होते हैं, how do they come back to reality? So this film has this boy, his name is Eric. He doesn't even want to, the people, the kids of today, he doesn't even want to use his surname. He only wants to be known by his name. And he is a travel vlogger. But what he is searching for, he himself doesn't know. And he reaches Istanbul and, वहाँ जाके भी, he's not being able to find happiness. And at that moment over there, he meets this mysterious girl. And for the rest of it, how does he discover himself? What is his journey? Where does this girl, her name is Hayal. Hayal in Turkish means Khayal. And where does she take him? These things were on my mind and I have never explored the world of the supernatural. This time I tried to explore it. It's just an 18-minute film. But the film is actually talking about how people are really lost in this world. And maybe somewhere or the other, all of us, we need a guide.
We saw in the film Rock On how they formed the band Magic and what happened later in the film. In your case, did you all also have disagreements or ego clashes in Euphoria?
Rock On is based on Euphoria actually. It's a fact. I mean, they've never really said that. But effectively, if you see the only Indian band that has been there for 25 years, and everybody knows the story. There were disagreements, there were exits, there were fights, there were arguments, and I think lots of that has been adopted by Rock On. Maybe it's the story of every band, but I personally feel and the fact that they were doing it in Hindi. We were the first guys in this country to start doing it in Hindi. But उसमें क्या था कि there was a breakup and then they all get together. ऐसा Euphoria में कभी हुआ ही नहीं है. We've never broken up. We've never gone our own ways. The band has always been there, and the biggest decision I took in my life was this, Vishal, that whatever happens, like there were so many bands. Like for example, Silk Route was there, but Mohit, he became a solo singer, or band
Indian
like
Ocean.
But yeah, Indian Ocean is also still there. They are very much there. But like for example, Jal, Atif went his own way. Singers usually want to be known for their individual, मैंने कभी ऐसा सोचा नहीं. I've never thought of going solo, and mostly bands go haywire when the lead singer goes solo.
Every song has a story, and you of course been part of the industry from last 25 years. Would you please like to share any anecdote or a funny story from one of your music sittings or while shooting a film?
So I'll just tell you the story. I'm sleeping in my house, and at about 3:30 a.m. I get a tune in my head. So I call up Jaideep Sahni. Jaideep Sahni is the great Jaideep Sahni. He was my very, very good friend at that time. And I said, Jaideep, ये गाना आ रहा है दिमाग में, क्या कहता है? कहता है गाना तो बहुत अच्छा है, किसके बारे में लिखना है? मैंने कहा मेरे मन में माँ के बारे में बात आ रही है, और मेरी माँ जम्मू को बिलोंग करती है, तो मैं आई एम एक्चुअली स्पीकिंग अबाउट मायरी. कहता है ना 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 मायरी. अच्छा, कहता है ठीक है, क्या लिखें? मैंने कहा पता क्या लिखना है बता. तो उसने पहला ड्राफ्ट लिखा था, एक सोल्जर बैटलफील्ड में अपनी माँ की गोदी में मर रहा है, तो ही इज सिंगिंग दैट. उससे पहला दैट वाज हिज फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट. बट आई टोल्ड हिम, आई सेड यार इतना ग्रिम नहीं हो सकता. मैं रोमांटिक आदमी हूँ, मैं हमेशा लव सॉन्ग लिखता हूँ, और मेरी ज़िंदगी में जितने भी कुछ भी हुआ है, कोई लड़की आई है, किसी ने मुझे छोड़ दिया है, या फिर मैं किसी के साथ रहना चाहता हूँ, मैं हर कहानी को जो पहले अपनी माँ को बताता हूँ. एंड that is the thing in my head, that I am telling the story to my mother of the girl who left me.
Nice.
बिंदिया लगाती तो कांपती थी पलकें मायरी, चुन्निया सजा के वो देती वादे कल के मायरी. मेरे हाथों में था उसका हाथ, थी चाशनी सी हर उसकी बात. मायरी आप ही हंस दी, मायरी आप ही रोंदी, मायरी याद वो मायरी गल्ला कर दी, मायरी अखा नाल लड़ दी, मायरी याद वो मायरी. हुड़की करा किन्नु कवा ए मायरी, अब क्या करूं, कहाँ से कहूं ए मायरी.
Dhoom, Pichak Dhoom. I had loved this song when it had come in the 90s. So did you, right? Yes. Oprah Winfrey says, lots of people want to ride with you in the limo. But what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. Well, everybody waits for that one in their life. So are you, so am I. On this note, I say goodbye to you. I hope to see you again in the next episode. Be right there. Please make time as always, as you do. Take care of yourself and see you next time.